Selamat pagi Bapak Ibu hadirin. Terima kasih sudah bergabung. Mohon menunggu 3 menit lagi akan kami mulai acara Fiber Talk-nya. Okay, it's already 9 p.m. I will start this Fiber Talk. Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for joining. First, let me tell you that today's webinar is a bit different than the usual webinar because we have a speaker from Japan. So we will be using two languages, Bahasa and English. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Saskia Salsabila from Telkom Access. I will be responsible for hosting this webinar today. And I'm glad to welcome Komaki-san, who will present about benchmark FTTH network in Japan. Hello, Komaki-san.
Hello,
Okay.
Saki-san.
Okay. Good afternoon, yeah.
どっちだろう It's 11 o'clock. So
It's 11 o'clock, yeah. Okay. How are you today?
fine, by Saja.
Okay. You are in Tokyo, yeah?
NTT East headquarters office in
Okay.
Tokyo.
Okay. Okay. So we will start the presentation, and now here's our speaker. Speaker will present about benchmark FTTH network in Japan. Komaki-san, now it's time to you.
Can you see the file?
Yes, it's already shown.
Okay, can I start now?
Yes.
Oke, selamat pagi.
Pagi.
Terima kasih atas waktu untuk presentasi saya hari ini. Saya Kumaki dari NTT East di Jepang. Saya belum bisa lancar bicara bahasa Indonesia, so I will make presentation in English. I'm sorry. Currently, I'm working in Global Business Office of NTT East, and I am in charge of making business in Indonesia regarding to telecommunication business service. And we have already been collaborating on PSP and assurance with telecom access for recent several years. Today, I will make presentation focused on NTT East FTTH activity in Japan. Okay, first I will introduce NTT Group, about NTT Group briefly. NTT Group is the biggest telecommunication company, just like Telecom in Indonesia. NTT Group has 300,000 employees and around 1,000 subsidiaries. So I'm working in NTT East. NTT East is handling regional communication business and global business office in NTT East is cooperating with NTT Asia to make the new business in Asian country, just like Indonesia or Vietnam. In NTT Group, there is also NTT Docomo, handling mobile communication business, just like Telecom Cell in Telecom Group. Okay. And this is the corporate profile of NTT East. And there is NTT East and NTT West, and both companies are handling regional telecommunication services, including FTTH service. The NTT East is handling the service in eastern part of Japan, including Tokyo. NTT West is handling the west part of Japan, including Osaka. And we have around 5,000 employees in NTT East itself, including subsidiaries. We have 40,000 employees. Okay, I will start about FTTH, the explanation about FTTH service in NTT. And this graph shows the change of subscribers FTTH in NTT. We have started FTTH service from 2001 and keep adding the value-added service and spreading area cover ratio. In 2017, we reached around 20 million subscribers, NTT East and NTT West total. And currently, our subscribers are around 22 million. And in Japan, our share, NTT share of FTTH is around 65.5, and NTT has the biggest share of FTTH in Japan. This is the reference, and it shows the scale of facility, the scale of facilities of NTT East. NTT East own and manage 740,000 kilometers of optical fiber. This length is the same as 18 laps of the Earth. And also there are 5.67 million of poles managed by only NTT East. In addition to these poles, there are poles managed by cooperating with the power companies. So many poles are in small country in Japan. This shows NTT East FTTH installations. To reduce operation cost, we focused on making simple and reliable network for easy operation and maintenance. These photos are examples of our materials for cost reduction, such as thin and high density cable or water block underground closures and field assembly connector, easy to make in the field by hands without fusion splice. We, by keeping enhancing those materials and network architectures, we have been trying to achieve total cost reduction. From here, I will introduce NTT East recent activities. Actually, NTT East FTTH subscribers are nearly saturated, so currently just increasing slowly. So we are currently now in maintenance stage. So in maintenance stage, we have to focus on how to extend current network life cycle as long as possible for without replacement for cost reduction. Now we are trying to apply new technologies such as AI, AR, or big data analysis to optimize maintenance work. I will introduce those activities later. Actually, in Indonesia, Indonesia is much bigger than Japan and much bigger population than Japan. So I believe telecom subscriber will still keep increasing, and I think it's gonna become much bigger than TT. So in maintenance stage, we have to focus on how to reduce maintenance cost. Maintenance cost get bigger as the number of subscribers get bigger. So we have to manage bigger amount of asset, and of course the number of gangwon get bigger as the customer increase. So if without doing anything, the maintenance cost gets much more bigger and bigger. Oh. This graph shows the change of rate of technician dispatch for gangwon to repair gangwon. We have been collecting and analyzing the data of reason of gangwon, and depending on that analysis, we make the countermeasures to improve construction method, materials and device, and also operation flow. And so these orange square is some examples of our improvement. So for example, we found the many gangwon happened on the mechanical splicing point, and we changed the method of connection and materials. So we have kept making those kind of countermeasures, and currently we our rate of gangwon is 0.16. It means that gangwon happens once per 50 years for one customer. So most customers of entities FTTH will not meet the gangwon. And second one, I will introduce our preventive maintenance work. This is also important, especially in maintenance stage. Old and deteriorated facilities should be repaired to prevent gangrene. So preventive maintenance works in NTT East consists of two steps. One is OSP check with appropriate cycle depending on the facility's location and facility materials. And second is the countermeasures according to the degree result of the OSP check. In NTT East, we implement the two kinds of OSP check. The one is the periodic check. This check is planned periodically, and the interval is decided by the circumstance of facility location and material strength. So we implement the periodic check for example, poles or suspension wires and supporting wires. And also there is a daily check. This technician make this daily check. So technician check the facilities around their work location while doing daily work, just like assurance or provisioning. In telecom access, so many technicians and also meter workers work around the city for assurance and provisioning. So they can also check the condition of their location, make another check report, I think. And step 2 of preventive maintenance is the countermeasures. So depending on the result of OSP check, so depending on the deterioration degree, technician implement the countermeasures. So according to the standard operational procedure. So this photo is the example of in the case of supporting wire. So depending on the rate of rusted surface, technician judge the deterioration level and make the countermeasure depending on the level. So such as keep monitoring, or should be replaced in the planned preventing work, or should be replaced as soon as possible. So I believe that telecom also should make this kind of standard to prevent Q or underspec. So preventive maintenance activity is getting bigger as the amount of asset get bigger. Currently, NTT East spend around 20% of facility investment for this kind of preventive maintenance. From here, I will introduce some of NTT East current activity example. As I mentioned, NTT East apply digital transformation for maintenance work. This example shows the manhole inspection using AI. Before to check manhole condition, technician had to enter the manhole and check the condition by their eyes. And it takes so long and there is high risk of accidents. Currently, we just use the cameras outside the manhole to check inside. And then AI can check if there are damage points inside of manhole. And then the staff check only the photos extracted by AI. So AI make the reduce technicians' work a lot. This example shows the checking OSP check by drone. Sometimes pipeline is laying in the location difficult to check for technicians. We can use the drone to check this pipeline, and that enables to check the detailed damage points on pipeline, and also we can repair partially the partial exact point. Third one is the pole checking by monitoring car, called mobile mapping system. Technician just drive a car with some cameras in the town, just like Google Map. So no need to occupy the road for maintenance. Actually, in Japan, it's very difficult to get the permission from the government to occupy the road for maintenance work. So it can detect the lane pole automatically. And recently, this system is also applied to design work for survey. And example 4 is on-site work support. So in remote operation center, like expert technician can stay in remote operation center and support on-site technician remotely through the voice chat and video. Also, in some area, we can use the AR to guide which package should be changed or which part should be checked. Actually, around 100 DX tools is trying to apply to maintenance work, and I just show that some few examples. So this kind of kaizen, we call kaizen, like improvement. Usually in this kind of new materials or new method idea is coming from headquarters, but also during the daily work, technicians also get the new idea for kaizen. So in NTT, there is a opportunity to present their own idea of kaizen to other branches or other areas. And if it is a good idea, it can spread to all Japan. So kaizen proposal of course come from headquarters and should come from field technicians too, because the technician knows the field work very well. Okay, I could introduce only brief introduction, make the introduction of our FTTH works. And also we always welcome the telecom and telecom access people to come to Japan for site visit on NTT East FTTH. Thank you very much.
Oke, thank you Kumaki-san. Sebelumnya selamat pagi Pak Ruby, terima kasih telah bergabung. Kumaki-san, there is our director just joined, Director of HCMN Strategy, Mr. Ruby Handojo.
Oke, makasih. Hello everybody.
Halo Pak. Oke. Thank you Kumaki-san. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation. Now it's time to Q&A. Kumaki-san will answer question that were sent to us during the presentation. There are some questions. I will respond it. The first question. Wait, I will scroll it. Okay, Kumakisan. The first question, yeah. How long it will take to learn entity is to be an expert. Sorry. You listen, Kumaki?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The first question is
Mm.
how long it will take to learn entity is to be an expert.
It's not. Sorry, export. Actually, there is a training for rookies around 1 year, and then they will work on the field with the expert people, and they will learn on the job in the on-the-job training. Actually, around 2-3 years,
2 or 3 years, yeah.
and also experts also they working in the field, so they keep learning in the field together. The expert people can teach to young technicians.
Okay. Okay, so it's about 2 or 3 until 3 years, yeah. Okay. The next question. Yuji-san, what are most challenging FTTH implementation in Japan? Is it maybe the same situation in Indonesia? Yeah, because Japan is famous for earthquake, yeah,
Earthquake. Yeah, actually,
and you have 4 seasons.
for seasons.
Yeah.
Actually,
How?
Japan is very small country, but depends on the city.
Challenge.
The situation is very different.
Yeah.
So we have to make the rope core strong for the snow. Also, we have to make the device strong for the heat. So the most important thing is that we should collect the data depending on the area or region of Gangwon, or that's right. So, and then depending on the data analysis, we have to make countermeasures. So we have to keep making countermeasures depending on the analysis.
Maybe is there any different method of monitoring when the season change? Maybe.
Season.
Is it different? You always put the different method. So when it's snow, you have this method of maintenance.
Actually,
In summer or
if we change the method depending on the season, depending on area, it's gonna be very complicated, and
yeah,
also you each we if we change the materials depending on the season, depending on the in the area, it's gonna be very expensive.
yeah.
Yeah, so we should apply the one unique method and one unique materials,
Yeah.
all for Japan.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But it's depending on the cost. But
Yeah, yeah.
usually we should make the technicians work simple to reduce the cost.
And how about the earthquake? So maybe when earthquake happen, your network, your
Mm.
cable maybe is damaged, or so you have to repair it, or how?
Actually, there is the disaster management office in NTT East. So it, depending on the damage of the earthquake, 10 years ago, you know, the big earthquake and tsunami happened in Japan. And so, it's a long story. So some technicians went to that site, and then I think at
Prepare
that
it.
building also damaged. Everything got damaged, so they have to build from the zero.
Oh, yeah.
But after that, we learned from that experience, we learned how to avoid the damage from that kind of disaster. So we built the STO higher place, or just like we make the countermeasures just like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to discuss about disaster management with telecom.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe share about that result of the discussion.
Okay. So there are many questions because maybe the participants also curious about how the implementation of FTTH in Japan. So the next question is with this: what kind of tools used for daily work and network maintenance and in entity? Is it the same like us? The same to us? We have optical formatter and OTDR maybe. How about in entities?
As we use OTDR to check the location for OTDR. So for safety, we using the working belt. Also to check to identify the fault location, we use OTDR. And also we have ID tester.
ID tester. What is it for?
It can detect the
Labeling?
if that drop core is used or not without
Oh,
log out.
the usage of drop core. No.
So without plug out chabut,
Oh, yeah.
or we can check if it's used or not.
Okay, so you use OTDR and same ya optical formatter
Same.
and ID tester ya.
So we already proposed in the Kuman about
I'm sorry,
Kuman.
pardon?
In the Kuman project.
Oh, Kemang. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Also for fault repairing, we also if to connect, we use Fusion Splice, or we use fast connector.
Oh, you use fast connector ya in there. Okay. The next question, Komaki-san, because there are so many questions. Scroll to this. Okay. Good morning. I would like to ask, is there any preventive action to guarantee the quality of installation?
Well,
Like preventive maintenance, maybe?
to guarantee quality of installation work.
To guarantee the quality of installation. I think you have that material in this slide. about preventive?
Preventive maintenance is this activity is just repair or replace the facilities damaged by old or deteriorated facilities before gangrene happens. So this is also preventive work, and also the reliable to develop the reliable and strong materials and may improve the construction method according to the reason of gangrene. It's also preventive work.
And you do it periodically, yeah? The entities do the preventive action periodically.
Periodically, we check the facility condition, and depending on the result, we replace or we repair.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Komaki-san. Nah, because you have talked about digital transformation, yeah. So this is the question: is there any challenge to start the implementation of AI on monitoring the quality of FTTH? If any, how entities cope with that? So maybe you explain to us the challenge of the implementation on AI.
Challenge. Actually, the to AI to make AI to enable AI work effectively, we need a lot of data.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AI have to run a lot of data before using it.
How long you do the research before it start?
So around 1 year, or we have to collect a lot of photos, and I have to learn a lot of data. I think around 1 year. So
Okay.
in this page, we show step 2. It's the technician takes the photos inside, but just checks the photos visually and manually by staffs. And also AI learns the data. And then after step 2, we could finally come to step 3.
Okay. So, when it implemented, is there any challenge? Maybe like your data is still not synchron, or uh, what what else maybe?
Challenge about AI.
Yeah, yeah. I still talk about AI.
First one, I mentioned the so you have to collect so many data. And one more. So I think the biggest one is the collect data, and AI have to learn so many data. And second one is this is new technology, and entity East, actually in Japan, the people are so old. So I think they getting difficult to learn new procedure. So it's
Oh, yeah.
difficult to
So when you
enable
implement,
technicians to do new procedure work.
okay, yeah. If there is some change in the steps, we must be change the procedure too.
Yeah. So we also, just like telecom access, we also outsource to maintenance work or provisioning work to Mitra. So we have to train, we have to teach the new procedure to Mitra too.
Okay. So Kumaki, the next question. Is the business of the entity is same with the business of telecom access? This is we talk about business, yeah, not.
Business of the entities is some part is same as in telecom access, but also we are doing the work of telecom itself, like or also we have a sales division or enterprise division in entity East.
But the main service is same, yeah, I think.
Main service is same FTTH access on and also value-added service on the FTTH.
Okay, so you start from the design until the installation. Okay. Okay. The question is still about business, Kumaki-san. how entity is obtain the target of revenue and target of operational performance. Maybe you can explain to us a little, maybe.
I think we have make a lot activities just for to revenue. So sales division make some so many campaigns or make produce new attractive services. So network division currently makes so many countermeasure to reduce the cost, just like I introduced today. And also we recently started collaborating with the service company. This service company also sell our FTTH service combined with their service. So I have a lot of sales activities on network cost-effective network activities. I think so many.
So many, yeah. Okay.
Into Japan, we can show you all about our activities.
Yeah. We wait for your invitation, Kumaki-san. Okay. Next question. How good FTTH network of entity is? Bandwidth delivered per customer, downtime recur, apps problem. Maybe you have some data that will show to us.
Q. Sorry, I couldn't get that.
Okay, how good? I'm sorry. How good FTTH network of entity is? Maybe you have like a graphic data that shown that maybe the satisfaction of customer or maybe the quality. No, not the queue. Just how good FTTH network. Yeah.
Good in quality.
Yeah. Maybe it can shown by bandwidth delivered per customer.
Actually, the in the quality, about the quality, this, can you see the graph?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, this
Yes, we can
shows
see.
only, so gangan happens on once per 50 years for one customer. So most of customers is not facing the gangan in NTT East. This is about the quality. Also, なんだろう, good. Actually, today I don't mention about the service. Also, also we Entity East focus on the support.
I'm sorry.
Good quality support.
Oh, okay.
Call center. So, and one example, we have the remote support center, and then if the customer cannot use the email or the PC is not working or they cannot the printer setting, and then the in operations the call center operator can make the support and make the setting remotely. So I think we Entity East also to make the service better, entities focus on the support service also.
Okay. So you just show that the good level is by gangguan has been decreasing.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Also, Kumakisan, we also live on YouTube. This event is also live on YouTube. So there are some question on YouTube. I will read it to you. Because you have talked about fast connector, yeah. The question is for the customer entity is who is using Fastcon. Maybe is there any like problem or complaint?
Because of the fast connector.
Yeah. Can
Mm.
you explain to us that that Fastcon is can guaranteed for the good quality, the good network?
Before, not only Fastcom, before using the new materials, our R&D just insect check the materials quality
Yeah.
by using water trial, and then also I think about 10 years ago, the we have um, we have some vendors for Fastcom, and one vendor we check the なんだろう、ガングアン it depends on the vendors also. So we found the one vendor's Fastcom is not so good, and we asked the vendor to improve the quality, and currently no problem in our Fastcom.
Okay. Maybe the question is about the installation of Fastcon, not that
Actually,
material,
mm,
the installation.
installation from customer, from technician.
From technician.
A technician, actually visited どこに行ったかな。it's quite easy to make Fastcom. I think it's much easier than SOC. I think the technician from Kuman or Semarang knows.
Okay.
It's
So
very
and
easy.
so entity is also have trial ya to us
Yeah,
ya about
we,
Fastcon.
we did make a training, so but it's very very easy.
Okay. And uh, the use of Fastcon in on your customer doesn't cause a problem ya, doesn't cause a gangguan too.
Recent, yeah.
Yeah. I think because the way you install or the way you install the Fastcon is good maybe, and it makes the quality your network is good too.
Mhm. I
Okay.
already made some training in Indonesia too, for including Fastcon. But we try to trying to visit all area, but currently we cannot because of COVID-19. Maybe after COVID-19, I hope I can visit for Fastcon training.
Oh, okay. Okay, Komagi-san, thank you. Okay, the next question is, what do you think the easiest and the best way to prevent the gangguan? Because I think you often go to Indonesia ya before pandemic, maybe.
So that's the way.
Yeah, like the easiest and the best way to prevent the gangguan.
In Indonesia,
Yeah,
in
in
Indonesia case,
Indonesia.
I think it's the
Maybe
easiest and best way is the everyone use the one-click connector, one-click
one
cleaner.
click ya, one click
Yeah,
cleaner ya.
every time when waktu cabut
Yeah.
insert, every time they have to use one-click cleaner.
Okay.
By doing that, maybe gangwon will decrease.
Decrease ya.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good suggestion from you. One click cleaner ya. And then about the pandemic, Komaki-san. Is there any challenge in operation during the pandemic and in NTTs?
East.
Yeah.
So, for field technicians, so if gangwon happen or new installation new installation, they have to visit customer's house, customer's office, including hospital. Mm. So
With a safety, with more safety.
yeah, first the call center have to grasp the situation in customer's house, and then oh, if it's a hospital, they have to check if there is any patient or like that. And depends on the case, they have escalate to technicians. And technician also, customer is also afraid of technician visit. So technician has wear the mask, and also they have the alcohol.
Yeah, aku like hand
They,
sanitizer.
after work, they clean every place they touch in customer's house with alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's almost the same to us. Okay, I think the question is enough.
If yeah, you would like ask more. If you send me some, I can send you back.
Oh,
Fine.
okay.
If so many, it takes long.
Yeah. Yeah, because we curious ya about how entity is handled.
Saya
Uh,
sudah lama tidak datang ke Indonesia, so I'm happy to contact with Indonesian people.
oh, ya, ya. We are happy too. Uh, izin mungkin Pak Ruby ada tambahan kah atau?
Oke. Baik, terima kasih Salsabila.
Ya,
Sorry, Mr. Sabah yang bicara?
Kumaki.
Kumaki.
Kumaki-san.
Halo.
Ya.
Hello, Kumaki-san.
Hai, selamat siang.
Selamat pagi di Surabaya, di Jakarta.
Pagi.
Kumaki-san di mana? Where are you now?
Oh, saya sekarang di Tokyo.
Tokyo.
FTTH.
Tokyo around 11. Oh no, 11 o'clock ya?
Yeah,
Tokyo.
now nearly 12 o'clock.
Ya, oke. Oke, Pak Kumaki-san, thank you very much for your sharing ya. I'm so happy you have time to share with us about what you have done in NTT East. It's very great time to have. Sorry, I a little bit late to join this very nice sharing. Yeah. Okay. And maybe Pak Kunati and my friend already told you that we want to have a forum to exchange our knowledge, our experience to improve our community for fiber access in Indonesia. I hope you can visit us and we can learn more from you and DTS. And I do believe that our cooperation can be improve our business, both of our company, our countries. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And I hope that this is not the last time that you can join with us. Yeah. We can. It's very nice, and we can visit each other. Yeah. But you know, the COVID always be a problem for the rest of the world. Ya. Oke, thank you very much, dan terima kasih banyak kawan-kawan Pak Kunati dan seluruh yang kawan-kawan yang join gitu ya. Saya berharap ya kita inilah, saya rasa yang bicara kan sudah mulai bermacam-macam ini. Tadi saya juga sampaikan ke Pak KPU sempat sempat ngintip gitu ya. Beliau appreciate gitu ya dengan apa yang kita sampaikan. Jadi ini kan tidak hanya Telkom akses, tapi ada Telkom, ada mitra kita mitra kerja kita gitu ya. Dan saya sempat sampaikan ke CTO Telkom Group gitu, ya saya singgung gitu ya. Mungkin nanti kalau ini nanti saya akan minta waktu beliau gitu loh, kalau misalkan tapi saya berharap kita saling mengisi lah, tidak hanya teknis, tapi ada juga faktor bisnisnya, faktor update teknologinya dan macam-macamnya lah gitu ya. Ada peraturan perundang-undangan juga gitu. Mungkin kayak dari Mr. Kumaki gitu ya, saya juga sebenarnya pengen belajar gitu ya. Kalau TA ini kan kita teman-teman ini kan banyak selain teknisi juga di sisi manajerial gitu ya. Nah, saya juga pengen belajar itu bagaimana mengekip di NTT East itu teknisi itu bagaimana bisa dikip kompetensinya gitu ya. Jadi teknisi mulai teknisi yang baru masuk sampai yang expert itu NTT East bisa meritin meritin top talentnya itu. Saya juga ingin belajar seperti itu. Mungkin bisa dikali-kali juga itu Pak. Itu ya, kalau TA bisa meritin itu, teman-teman di mitra juga juga bisa belajar begitu, bagaimana kita bisa meretain teknisi-teknisi kita, sehingga bersama-sama kita bisa mendeliver kualitas yang bagus, sehingga bisnis ini secara keseluruhan bisa terus bisa membaik. Kan kita selalu diingatkan, kemarin saya baca itu Elon Musk itu sudah menerbangkan lagi tuh Falcon 9 itu dengan 60 Starlink-nya gitu ya. Wah, ini kan di atas langit ini sudah mulai banyak ini pesaing-pesaing fix internet gitu ya. Jadi window time kita juga sudah nggak terlalu banyak gitu ya. Saya yakin Starlink skala itu akan terus semakin bagus kualitasnya sehingga kompetitif. Oke, terima kasih banyak Mr. Kumakisan, Pak Gunardi, dan seluruh rekan-rekan para yang sudah hadir di sini. Atas nama Telkom Access, I would like to highly appreciate for Mr. Kumaki, ya, and we do hope that our cooperation between Telkom Access and FTTH will be improved in the near and future time. Thank you, Mr. Kumaki.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Pak.
Terima kasih Pak Rudy Hartojo atas arahannya dan beberapa sambutannya. Oke, Kumaki, I think it's enough ya. Thank you again, Kumaki-san, for answering the question that were sent to us and for the great presentation. It was pleasure to have you with us. Okay. I think this concludes the webinar. Thank you all for attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this presentation. See you on the next webinar. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kumaki-san. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kumaki.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kumaki-san.
Kumaki-san, arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kumaki-san.
Arigatou gozaimasu, Mr. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Bapak-Bapak, Ibu-Ibu yang sudah hadir. Kami izin menutup Zoom. Terima kasih kehadirannya. Sampai jumpa di acara Fiber Talk selanjutnya.